Welcome. Checking to see if we got some audio here. Got some folks showing up. Using a new tone that I built in the Universal Audio. I really like it. Sounds good. Yeah, so a question here. Hey, Chris. Chris is asking about, I'm getting some buffering for some reason. Let me do this. Take some things off the internet here. See if that helps a little bit. We had some questions regarding the slide thing. Yeah. So when I'm thinking about the faux slide thing, a lot of it's taking place in the right hand. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing that I'm doing is I'm looking at the guitar from an elongated way instead of thinking of it like this. Like, that's good for legato. It's good for alternate picking. But when you're thinking about slide playing, you really are emulating this guy. You know what I mean? So you want to really get a vibe for the. So if you look in the right hand, I'm actually playing like a slide player would play. Like that. It's a lot of this kind of thing. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the right hand is it, man. The right hand is the secret, man. AMO is loud, I think. Muhammad is saying AMO is loud. I don't know what that means. Is the guitar too loud? Yeah, you could do it with a vibrato bar. I developed my technique without the vibrato for a specific reason here. And that reason is different guitars, right? Like if you look behind me, there's guitars that don't have vibrato bars. And it's really important that I be able to emulate the kind of sound that I want on that, you know, on a guitar that doesn't have a bar. But if you have a bar, you can do some cool, like, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not as good with it. Like Mark Lettieri's really good at it, but I'm better at doing it without it. A lot of that comes from switching that thing. Oh, the guitar is a little loud. I can turn that down. That's no problem. Turn down, find out what channel it's on. Is that better, guys? You let me know. You let me know how loud you want me to be. And we'll go from there. All right. I'm going to shrink this out. Okay. Yeah, with intervals, I'm looking at thirds and flat fives. Also, another trick that I use is when I'm playing a 5, like if we're looking in the key of A. If I'm looking at A with a dominant 7, we look at minor third. I would look at trying to play in between the intervals. That'd be a really important one. So like bending from slightly sharp, not starting from minor third, but it's slightly sharp. Just as simple as that, starting just a little bit sharp. Like here's A, here's E, which is our target note. We're not going to start on E flat. See how that sounds metal to me, or maybe like a Sean Tubbs thing. Those kind of licks. You know, I would think about using the flat 5 just slightly sharp of the flat 5. Start the bend there. Maybe that's how Sean would get out of it. I don't know. You know, just kind of having fun with that idea of being in between the intervals, you know. Like all of this is fair game. You see how I use the bend all the way up to... Another thing I would use is some of the Derek Trucks type things, where I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go 1 to 4 to 3. looking for a tone too that'll kind of allow some dynamic range, but also be nice and chewy. Like that's always the term that I look at. I want stuff to be nice and chewy. So I can do some slippery stuff too. Those kind of licks. I don't even know what I played. Something like that. That'd be like a dominant one. And I'm also trying to like blend in my style. And I guess my style is just a blend of all my heroes, but blend in things that I do that are like that bluegrassy, alternate picking, real linear, fiddle tune kind of thing, and blend that in with the slide playing. You know, I've been kind of experimenting with some of the those kind of licks. You know, just trying to get some musicality going in. How about the vibrato var? Yeah, I just got that one. Intervals. Chris says it sounds sweet. Oh, thanks, man. Any tips for playing that Brent Mason tune, Blowin' Smoke? He says, I got it, but getting the snap of the chicken on the main riff on the lower strings is really tough. Oh, man. Love that tune. Let's see. I'm switching over right now and using the Woodshed Comp, which is amazing, by the way, and an RC booster. I'm also going to take this pickup and pull it series parallel. So here's regular humbucker. Now series parallel. So obviously it's not as bright and as snappy as a regular telly, but I think it'll get the job done. So I'm going to try to recall Blowin' Smoke from memory. I don't really remember it all. Something like that. What's the other lick that I really love? That's a great one. So I'm playing a lot harder too than people realize. I play about this hard. I mean, I play not hard. I wouldn't say that I play as hard as Trey Hensley, but I definitely play like a bluegrass mandolin player. I hope that was somewhat helpful. I think the thing that you're looking for is the snap in the low end. It really comes more from the fingers than anything, you know? That's a great lick that builds up those double stops. Yeah. Man, I love Brent Mason. Golly dang, he's good. He is my guy. I hope that helped, Jordan. I mean, I feel like a lot of that's just all in the right hand, you know? If that makes sense. I mean, it does to me. Daryl here says, welcome everyone for hanging out, by the way. Daryl says, do you have any tabs on Imagine Love? I'm trying to find that transition chord I play in the F sharp area. As far as tabs, yeah, man, andywoodmusic.com. Not only do I have the tablature there, the link should be in the description, but I should also have the tone for the axe effects and backing tracks. So a lot of options there, you know. You know, it sounds kind of nice. Whack Job says, loving the new compressor, especially paired with the BB preamp. Yeah, let's hear some of that. Let's try this. Yeah, so that's what that sounds like. I use that kind of sound for maybe like a, you know, I use it for that for sure. Alrighty, let's yeah, so thanks for digging that new compressor Whack Job. If anybody hadn't seen it yet, I got one here in the box. They got a cool box that they ship them in. And then you know, I've been saving it with the settings so people could just, yeah, there's my settings. Oh, it's kind of what I like. Scope out so you can see it better. Isn't that nice? And I wanted something really understated, like the Nardo gray Lamborghini Audi kind of look. I think automotive things tend to always look classy. They stay in style. You know, at least to me. You know, I think that's why I chose those colors and things like that. Yeah. A lot of comments regarding the Klon circuit and the Zen Drive. I love a Klon circuit. Mark Kirby has a great question here. Mark, how you doing? Hope you're doing well today. Mark says, I noticed that your Bella presence knob is on 0 lately. Can you also talk about your pedal settings for the RC and BB? Chewy is a good description for your tone. Yeah, I talked to John, sir, I guess the end of 2019, we had a great conversation about the Bella. It wasn't anything. We weren't sitting down trying to figure anything out, or, you know, we just were chit-chatting, talking favorite tones. And he said he kind of designed the Bella, you know, as like his mind, what he thinks a great bassman should sound like, something like that. And he said that he designed it with the boost on, which I hadn't been running at that moment in time. And I had the boost off and the presence up, and it was cool, and it sounded great. But the moment I tried it with the boost all the way up and the presence all the way off, I was like, wow, man, that's really great. It is that chewy thing. As far as my RC settings and my BB settings, man, there's nothing fancy. Trebles slightly above noon, bass is slightly below noon, gains kind of high, volumes just to level it out. And it's almost the exact same setting on the BB. And I love that chewiness. Especially when I'm playing songs like that, where I need like definition. It needs to be gainy, but not like high gain. Articulation too. And enough gain that I can get those squeaks to come out. So that's just the compressor and the BB. You know, I think that sounds great. You know, that kind of thing. And it still sounds good with a lot of those. You know. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. I hope I didn't get too far off topic. Cheers to those. Cheers to Trevor singing from the Isle of Wight. It's awesome. Yeah, that was the Mark Kirby question. So I hope that helped, Mark. It was like kind of that thing. Muhammad here says, did I ever have a problem when one day my alternate picking is very accurate and precise, and the day after that, Lost that and can't alternate pick precise. What's the advice to fix this issue? I had a great lesson today with a guy named Cam, and Cam had some alternate picking questions. We got down a great rabbit hole of mind over matter, mind over body, right? And really what you want to do is get your alternate picking into like a habitual thing where it's like you don't think about walking. You don't think about the transition from a walk to a jog to a run. Physiology just knows what to do not to fall down. And the answer to that is I don't practice things that are super repetitive as far as like sequences. Like I'm not going to sit and practice like... I'm not just going to sit and play sixes forever. I'm not going to sit and play a bunch of... anything that stays in a repetitive pattern for too long ends up like hardwiring in the technique, and you lose that ability to jump in and out of the strings freely. And that's why I tend to like... when I'm working on picking, I work on fiddle tunes. You know, I work on things like that because they tend to have a lot of string jumping. And that's the idea, is you're never married to just transitioning the string from the outside. You can do it from the inside too. I hope that was helpful. Hey, Deacon, thanks, man. Colossal Cable says, if a player had been playing... Shout out to Colossal Cables, by the way. Great cables. If a player had been playing for a long time but never experimented with chicken picking, what exercises would I recommend? First things first is learning songs. I would never recommend exercises. I would be like, how much chicken picking music are you listening to? I would... immediately tell them to get Merle Haggard's Working Man Blues and work on this riff. Pull some delay out of that. I would work on Working Man Blues as a riff, as a song, and then I would also take all the licks that you already know. Like maybe you're a big Clapton fan. I'm just assuming here. Maybe you're like... Man, do a better one. Take some of those licks. This is why I effed it up, is because my brain was putting two things together. Take some of those licks and try to chicken pick them. Instead of going... Take the things that you already know and that you're already good at and put those into a different genre, you know? Instead of going... Play with your fingers. Instead of playing... play... I hope that helped. I feel like it's really more of a language that you really need to listen to a lot, you know? Back pickup. you know, you got to really kind of dig into the music and the songs. Take the licks that you already know how to play, put those into different formats. It's kind of like speaking English with a different accent. Australian, Irish, you know, it's all English. Okay, Deacon here had a question. Oh, he said, just because of the song I have a question. No worries, man. No worries. That's what I would say, Colossal. Brenton Wainscott, any tips for implementing the diminished scale and sound into my fusion type soloing? Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Let's just stay in A for argument's sake. We're just all here. First thing I would do is just look at the flat 5. Maybe that's like, that sounds kind of Shaunish. And all I'm doing is just really accenting the flat 5. There's a couple of diminished ones right there. Yeah. I'm trying to really concentrate on this interval. Maybe even put it at flat 9. There it is again. So you could use it over this kind of sound. Just that kind of dominant 7. You could also use it over a 5 chord. All right, there's an easy one. Remember, we're going for this. Yeah. So, cool diminished stuff. Go up to, that'd be a nice resolve. Yeah, I'd kind of look at some diminished stuff like that. Jed here says, I've had the compressor for about 2 weeks and my clean sound is my BB preamp into the comp. I love it. I usually leave both on and go with my overdrives. Jed, that's amazing. I actually use it the other way where I use the comp in front of the BB. Let's jump over that. Take a listen. So here is the comp in front of the BB. You know, kind of more of that woman tone thing. Now, if we take the comp off, all right, so I'm going to switch around with it. kind of get both. That's just the BB right there. Now some comp. Play something good. Kind of ZZ Top-ish. Without the comp. With. Yeah, whatever. Silliness. More questions. Cheers, Sebastian in Berlin. Yeah, man. Some good stuff in here. Just got the Woodshed comp. Pairs nicely with the Tumnus. Yeah, it does. Let's see here. What IR do I use with the Oxabella? Right now, I've made one. I've made one using the Classic Lead 80s cabinet. And it is mixed with an SM7 and the ribbon mic. That's the 160 ribbon, and the stereo pair of room mics, and that's what you're hearing right now. And I've got the delay on with like a 2.4 decay. Nothing nuts, just something to give me some room for you guys. Yeah, man. Exercise for hybrid picking. Man, learn songs with hybrid picking. That's the number one thing. Maybe even learn Junktown. That's where I would start. So. It's right here. Gonna hit that again. The comp on. Especially those kind of lines. All that's hybrid pitch. That's cross pitch. Yeah, I would learn songs, man. I apologize that I can't pronounce your name. I'll just call you Abdul because it just looks like Abdul Kareem and that's where I go. I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, man. Yeah. Greg Cox live. Oh, it's a shed off, I guess. Danny says comp before BB. I use the comp before the BB. I also use the RC before the comp. So depends on what you're doing. Marcelo, hi from Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Sebastian says, wants to know where I'm at. I'm in East Tennessee, man. Yeah. Some great thoughts on Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold. I actually really like Avenged Sevenfold. Ben Eller probably would, I don't know, like, Ben knows that I love Avenged Sevenfold. That's one of my favorite metal bands of all time. Like, I thought the white record with the skull on it was brilliant. That's just awesome. I can hear like this Mr. Bungle influence. I can hear this Danny Elfman influence. I hear Metallica influence. Like, I really am a big fan. Big fan. So, yeah. Fat Thor, what's up, buddy? Hope you're good. Dusty's saying some really important stuff here. Dusty says, the more stuff you listen to, the vocabulary will open up and you'll learn to play what's more in your head. Yeah, that's really good, Dusty. I really like that. Just learning licks will cripple you when it comes time to perform live. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I think too that like when you're lick based or you're just memory based, it would be it'd be very tough to just kind of hang out in a clinic format or even like this, even on YouTube and stream, because you're only able to regurgitate things that you're not really able to play freely and play just a melody line that you might have in your head. And I think that's really what the most important thing is like if I hear a melody, what would be a good one that starts on a third? You notice that I'm still going back to the thirds a lot and playing this melody line that I'm making up on the spot, but I'm jumping around on the guitar on where that third is going to be, right? I think that's the thing that prevents it from being a lick, is you actually targeting the different notes, different intervals, kind of trying to listen as you play, you know? Yeah, that's great stuff, Dusty. I like that. Thor says he's been heavy into Holdsworth lately. Man, yeah, dude. I like that. Deacon says Jimmy Herring from North Carolina. If those that don't know Jimmy Herring, yeah, he's a monster. Really big fan of Jimmy Herring. Man, both of his solo albums are just really great. If you haven't heard them, I would definitely go there. That's for some diminished goodness. Like Jimmy's all up in that. Thor wants to know if it's the BB or the BB Plus. This is just a BB, you know. William wants to know what pickups these are. These are Thornbuckers. They're low output, which I like. I feel like when pickups get too hot, they, I don't know, they get too compressed or something. I don't know. Fit to Praise says, using the Woodshed comp in front of the Axe 8 and it sounds great. Yeah, I was messing around with that too. Just messing around with the Woodshed comp in front of the Axe effects and not using the compressors in the Axe effects. I felt like it really sounded good, really brought it to life. Josh says, will you eventually do Andy Wood's signature humbuckers? There's something in front of that I'm working on that's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool. I was just talking to some folks this week about it. So, yeah, we'll get around to humbuckers eventually, but these sound great. So, you know, whatever. Figure it out. Hello to the UK, my friends in the UK. Hope you're well. Hope everything's good over there. And Alaska, that's really cool to see you guys in here. Mark says something very kind. Thank you, Mark. He says, I bought some of your Axe Effects presets, and they're great. Thank you. Love your channel. Thank you, Mark. And for anybody that's interested in my Axe Effects patches, andywoodmusic.com, store. Super easy. And also, the revenue from YouTube sucks. So it's not like I'm paying my bills in YouTube money. For those that support me with the Axe Effects and the website stuff, that's where I can keep the lights paid. So thank you for that. Also for Patreon, if you're really interested in lessons, Patreon's where to go. I have transcriptions and tabs and all that good stuff. As far as what I do with YouTube, I'm trying to not let the channel get too far into one thing. I don't want it to be a tutorial channel. I don't want it to be live streaming only. I don't want it to be any one thing. This week we've got a really cool one. I'm going to get some more guests via the internet powers of Zoom. And I'm going to have Fluff on, Ryan, if you know Fluff. And we're going to have Ben Eller. And we've got a great topic this week regarding NAMM. And is it needed anymore? That's going to be a super fun conversation. And we're going to film it tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. Kentucky's in the house. Love to see that. Donald McCoy, how you doing, Donald? He says, I've got a question for you. How do you determine what notes to accent in a progression? Feel or tonal texture? I think the answer is both. I'm going to jump over to a clean setting. All right. This is something that I lifted from Brian Sutton as a way of thinking. So you just have an open string. Now I can talk to you guys at any level, and if I want that to accent be louder, I can. If I want it to play soft, I can. But I'm really trying to think about the dynamic of how I want these notes to work. Let's try it again. I don't know what I'm playing, it's just something in A. That's a really bouncy one. I'm really trying to accent where I think the velocity should be high, like on an arpeggiated thing. And if I want it bubbly, I'll use hybrid plate. Right? So I'm kind of thinking about accents the way I would think about a conversation and speaking. Make the words that need to be louder the loudest. Put the emphasis on the words that need to be emphasized. Very much in like music. And just always kind of drawing that line back to music as a conversation. I think that's being from a big improviser and really I really enjoy improvising. And I think that's the thing, is kind of trying to get it to be a stream of conscious where it's like a conversation. But that's just what I think. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. That was a great question. Would be cool to do a joint stream with Cock. Yeah, that would be super amazing. I really like Greg, and man, we had a blast at the Woodshed camp. Greg's got some good stories, and he's a funny dude. Luis Gustavo, cheers, Luis, says, hi, Andy. I'm Brazilian, but now I live in Europe. I love your work and your music. Can you show me some country licks in the key of G? I sure can. It's awesome that you're a world traveling a person that loves to be around the world. I love that. That's really cool. Let's get some licks here. Here's one. This is like a quintessential Tony Rice lick. And that works for country and bluegrass and everything in that kind of southern style. We're going to go root, flat 7, 5, 4, and then here's where it gets really southern. You're going to have B flat to B. Maybe that thing. Right? There's the lick again. I need to tune up. It's killing me. All of the deal where you're playing, letting as many open strings ring out. That really provides that really super country kind of sound. I've got to tune up. It's making me crazy. These strings are so old, I don't even know if they're going to be intonated worth a crap, even if I do tune up, so you'll just have to bear with me. I thought it'd be cool to get on here today and just kind of stream a little bit. I've enjoyed everyone that's been kind of jumping over to my video game channel on Twitch. Of course, we play guitar over there. But it's been kind of fun to do the Twitch thing. So yeah, one more time. So you use like... Yeah, some kind of chicken stuff. Some chicken sounds like that. Yeah. David Suzuki's here. Are those covered thornbuckers? Yes, they are. Do I notice a difference tonally between the covered and the uncovered? I absolutely do. I really think the covered ones have a completely different kind of sound. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. Sorry, I was just messing with some settings real quick. Let's see. What's next? Woodbuckers. Yeah, that seems like the right answer, right? What do I recommend for ear training for intervals? Anything, really. Like, what's your favorite song? Like, you could do it with My Girl. You know, what note does the melody line of My Girl start on? Not the riff, the melody. I would look at any song in the world, you know. And just try to hear a melody in the song, like that's the main melody of the guitar part. You don't have to learn the guitar part exactly like what he played. It's not about that. It's about, can your ear recognize that it starts on C, a minor chord? And you recognize that sound as a 9. Right. So builds that chord. Builds power chord. And then you look at those same intervals and how they relate to F, right? Do it with any pop song. Anything. Like... Yeah, kind of make your journey on guitar fun. A lot of times guys will learn songs and only learn like the guitar parts, like the signature guitar parts, you know. It's like if you're playing you learn that, you learn the, but you never learn the, you know, or maybe you play like this. Trying to listen for the intervals. Maybe that'd be cool. I don't know. But yeah, it's just really trying to think about the intervals of songs that you love. So Eagle, that's my thoughts, you know? Deacon says he saw the Ringers. I think that's what they were called. Yeah. Jimmy Herring, Wayne Krantz, Landau. Oh, yeah. So good. So good, bro. Grandpa Duke's in the house. Fellow Shrimp. For those that don't know, my gaming clan is the Big Shrimpin'. So if you want to get on that Twitch, hang out with us when we play some video games, you'll see some true madness. Clan Raid, yeah. Sir code Van Halen for a discount on guitar. Yeah, Deacon, that's it. Discount code Van Halen. Yeah, just call Sir and start throwing that around. They'll love that. Yeah, tell them Andy sent you. Don't do that. Yeah, do it. Whatever. Who cares? Fat Thor says, I've been superimposing the third or the fifth arpeggio over the tonic chord. For example, C minor, play a G minor 7 arpeggio. Kind of gets you out of the box. That's true. You can do that. So we're here. You can play G minor 7 against that. One of my favorite things to do is just add the 9 to everything. I just think that's a pretty sound. I think it's also important to practice like silly licks like that clean, the clean channel, so it's nice and exposed on, are the notes popping out or are they not? Really cool stuff. Yeah. For correct picking motion, did you experiment with the guitar position? How close, how far away, absolutely vertical. Yeah. If you'll notice, sometimes I develop a little bit of back issue because I kind of always wanting to get in the same spot, which is super hunched over. But yeah, even if I'll play live and I have to do something, I'll set it up to get it in that more mandolin-esque kind of position. Kind of sloppy right now. Yeah. Let's see. I lost my spot in the chat, so give me a second to catch back up. Josh says Andy Wood versus Ben Eller Street Fighter 2 style. That's a must see TV. Yeah, we could do some Street Fighter. I would say Ben's a very good Street Fighter player, and I would say we're pretty even for the most part. I think I can edge him out depending on who we're playing as. But we've played a lot of Street Fighter, so he's a good Street Fighter player. Hey, Andy, I've been working hard on my Musicality lately. Excellent. Would love to see where you normally use it. Brian Roy, guitar instructional. Dude, I just made a Musicality video. If you'll go to playlists on my channel, and then you'll see Woodshed episodes. I think it's called Mixology. So, yeah, there's a whole freaking episode on Musicality. Pooh Ninja says, how does Paul Gilbert know all the songs? Dude, I don't know. We did a show with him, and that guy sat backstage and just played every song on the planet. It was really, really amazing. Steve Laney has a great question. I'm going to word it just like he said it. How long do your nuts last? There's a joke in there somewhere. So he's talking about the nut on the guitar. The D slot on my trim equipped guitar wears out within a matter of months. Holy cow, really? I've never had one wear out that fast, but I definitely wear them out. I think anything on, like, these are not the original pots in this guitar. Like, I've wore those out. I think this is a different switch. I've had the nut replaced. So yeah, I mean, it's like a car in that you've got to change the brake pads and the transmission fluid and the timing belt. Like guitars are, and I don't ever think anything of it. I never equate that to a defunct guitar. I always equate it to, well, it's just time to change that part out. It just, if you play a lot, that's gonna happen. That's the thing for me. So yeah, That's a great worded question. How long do your nuts last? I'm gonna have to use that in an interview at some point. Donald McCoy says 2 guys have awakened the fire in my playing. Andy Wood and Greg Koch. I am glad to be mentioned in the same sentence as Greg's name. He is a beast. I love that guy. Deacon says, do you know what it is that Shaun Lane does on his main blitz lick? I don't even know what the main blitz lick is. I'm sure it's very intimidating. I don't know what it is. I can't tell if there's a delay bounce or what it is, but it sounds impossibly fast, but it is Shaun. Shaun used a technique where he was sliding in hammer-ons and pull-offs with the alternate picking, which is really cool. It's in that REH video he does. It's really, really good. If I was warmed up better, I would try to do it, but I'm not going to risk embarrassing myself right now. Caleb says, do you have any advice? Actually, if you want to hear it in one of my, sorry to get off topic. Some of that stuff is in, on my first record. I think in the outro of Chelmsford, where there's some like ridiculously over the top shredding is some of that thing that I'm talking about that Shaun Lane does. Caleb says, do you have any advice for reducing tension and achieving consistent cleanliness and effortless while playing fast? Yeah, Caleb, it's about precision. If you'll go back and watch the very first episode of The Woodshed, that is an exercise that will help you. I feel like getting fast and playing comfortable fast is not, you get that by achieving the goal of being in control and being precise. That's my opinion. I think going fast is like a byproduct of being in control. A lot of Hadoukens and tiger uppercuts and sonic booms. I love to see it. Oh my God, Poo Ninja's got the freaking emoji. Yes, I love it. I love it. Love all the Street Fighter stuff. Yeah, so mixology. Yeah, he found it. Great. Excellent. Trip snipping Sasquatch. What's your workaround for playing in classical? Because I find to get into the correct wrist position, it puts the neck really far away from the body and it's difficult to play. Oh, you're talking about a I don't really think like that. I get the guitar where it's comfortable. If I lean back in my chair, you'll see the guitar get like uncomfortably high. Because as I lean back, I want it. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. No, I understand the question. I don't really think about what's supposed to be acceptable because I feel like we're all different. We've got different length arms. We've got different length torsos. Everything about each one of us as a human, as an individual, is different. And I think we need to play to where the guitar is comfortable and not play to where, oh, so-and-so told me to play like this. I don't know about that. That's just me. Noel has something that's interesting regarding a very similar thing, which is tension. Noel Husser says, I can't achieve playing Junktown without getting tension. I love that riff, but I don't know how to get it. Okay, you're probably, when you're chicken picking, you're probably using too much, like arm force and wrist force, and you're probably very tense. Obviously, this is what you're saying. But in general, when I play Junktown, if you look at all the bounce, I'm not staying in one place moving with my fingers. Even just doing this is making my hand more tense. I don't like the way it feels. Like I'm using a bounce kind of motion. Let me move my left hand. I'm using a bounce kind of motion like that. There's a little bit of movement in the wrist if I stop moving my fingers. You see that? That's kind of what I'm doing. Like be loose. Very similar to the Brent Mason song. I mean, I guess that's just an obvious, like, if Brent shredded kind of tune, Junktown, but it's like, That's kind of like what I grew up on is the Brent thing. So there's no doubt that that's in my playing for sure. And my compositions. That lick might get you hybriding that. Play it open. Play it muted. I think I just knocked my guitar super far out of tune when I hit that tremolo. I bet I did. I did. Knocked it super flat. Let's try it one more time. Yeah. Not just with Junktown, but with any song, it's about maintaining relaxation. You know, if I don't even give you the volume up and I just play. Just remain relaxed, trying to be as relaxed as possible, taking care to recognize your breath, your breathing, you know what I mean? And don't do this where you're just like holding your breath. It's like, dude, you gotta be relaxed. Get in the groove. Move your arms, move your shoulders. You know what I mean? Let things happen. Oh, sorry, not neck pickup, not that. You know, all of those kind of licks. Like I'm trying to be as relaxed as possible playing anything like that. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. Answer a couple more, and then I've got to bounce. I've got some another lesson I've got to get to. If you want to take lessons, Andy@andywoodmusic.com. If you want to help support the channel, patreon.com/andywoodmusic. You'll find tabs, you'll find backing tracks, you'll find over 200 videos on Patreon right now. If you sub in at the $25 tier a month, you can join my weekly clinic, my weekly masterclass that I do on Zoom call. It's question and answer, so you'll get the access link and you'll be able to join in on the Zoom link, and it's really, really super cool. Have guests on there from time to time, and it's been a lot of fun. So if you want to support the channel, Patreon's the place to do it. Thank you for hanging out today, though, for an hour and spend some time with me. Can we please tell me how to achieve fast transitions from string to string? A lot of this stuff is kind of goes back to what I've been saying, which is don't just practice patterns. Play along to records. Relax, you know. There's if you check, I think there's a Woodshed episode that's alternate picking mentality, and it's about the mental health of overcoming limitations in your hands. Right? It's a lot of stuff I practice. Yeah. With regard to pentatonic playing, purely pentatonic, that's a great way to word that. Thanks, Adam. The gods like Zakk Wylde and Frank Marino. Yeah. Any advice on how to expand outside of the typical 2-note per string phrasing? Sure. Put 3 notes on a string. Right? Not being a chooch about it, just saying, put 1 note on a string. Put 3 notes on a string. Sorry, that was really sloppy. Look. There's 3-note pentatonic. Here's 2-note, 1-note, 2-note. It's a big one. Yeah. Yeah. So like if you're tired of playing 2 note per string, put 1 note on the string. You do it with major. Musicality. Major 7. You do a diminished. Let's see, what would diminished be? Play. That's a lot of 2 note, 1 note, 2 note. Yeah, you could also get the tabs to Beyond the Reef. There's some of that stuff in that song. There's also a lot of that in my song. What's that song called? Catapult. And the second part. That's a really cool lick for it. So yeah, that's kind of some thoughts on the minor pentatonic thing. String skipping licks with tapping. Can you show the position? Yeah, do it in pentatonic. So let's take A minor pentatonic. Right there it is. Every note, it's literally this. Play it faster. I don't really have enough compression or amp volume. It's really hard to do with like low gain and amp volume low. Yeah, right. So, but yeah, that's how you can do it. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. You could do 2 notes per string. All that kind of bubbly goodness. All that kind of crazy goodness. Yeah, love that stuff. I used to play a lot more of it, and then it got to the point where I felt like I was tippity tapping all the time, and I didn't want that kind of thing. Like I don't really want to just be pigeonholed into any one genre. You know what I mean? And I want to be able to set in with guys. Like if Polyphia was passing through and they were like, Andy, come set in on a song, I would love to. Like I would learn one of their songs and set in and feel like I'd be able to bring my A game. However, if Brent Mason or Brad Paisley or something like that was like, hey Andy, come play, I'd be like, yeah, sounds awesome. I want to be able to play there too. So it's not I guess the point is I quit doing so much tapping because it was just like I don't want to just do that thing. I think that's why Guthrie got kind of burnt out on that thing too. If you notice, he was doing a lot more of it when he first came on the scene, and then once everybody started doing it on 8-string guitars, he kind of simmered down on it, and kind of got more. And I really like Guthrie's playing, just like when he's just being musical, like I love it. So throw some thumbs up. See you, Pooh Ninja. He says he's out. Just got the notification you're streaming. Thanks for talking about the compressor settings. Pedal sounds killer. Can't play without it. That's awesome. If everybody will do me a favor and make sure that you click subscribe to the bell for notifications. I don't really have a stream schedule, so you'll have to have the notifications clicked to know that when I go live. So with that said, Peter Chapman's got one more question here. Pandemic here from the UK. Paramedic from here from the UK. Sorry. Big fan of the playing. I've been listening to your music on my ambulance. That's awesome. Cheers, man. Thank you, Peter. And yeah, I think we go. Caleb says, where do we find out about private lessons? That's just go to contact Andy at andywoodmusic.com. And super easy, Andy at andywoodmusic.com for lessons. You can message me through Patreon if you're a patron. Yeah, so if you want to support the channel, Patreon. If you want to take lessons or any of that good stuff, or you want my tones, tabs, backing tracks, go to andywoodmusic.com. Thank you guys so much for the good questions and the good hang. This hour passed so incredibly fast. I can't even believe it's over. Thanks for hanging out with me. And, we'll see you.